Hello, hi everyone, and welcome. Welcome back. If you're continuing with me, I am Selena here at Sunny Sage 11. And as you can see, I'm in a different space of my apartment. I'm in my little kitchen area, which I really love because my previous apartment, which if you followed me in my other videos, I recently moved 2 weeks ago. I'm in the same apartment complex, but in a different building. But what I like about this apartment setup is that I actually have like an enclosed kitchen area, which my last apartment did not have that. It was a bit of a slightly smaller space. The kitchen was a little smaller. There wasn't as much like cabinet space. There wasn't as much counter space either. So it makes this apartment feel more cozier. It makes me want to get back and start cooking more, which I mean, I love, cooking is something I'm really good at. I cooked a lot in the States. Well, and actually I'm going to get to like the topic for this video. So thank you again for tapping and clicking into this video. I'm in the home stretch of the 30-day video challenge. And for this video, I wanted to show myself like cooking something, but in a way that also it kind of connects with this realization that I had about a few days ago, which was, well, I often get asked like by family or people out of the States, like, oh, like how's Korean food? Do you like Korean food? Which the answer is yes, I do like Korean food. Do I cook Korean food well? Well, I have a couple of dishes. I won't even say couple. I have one particular Korean dish that I can cook pretty well. It's called bibimbap, and it's pretty simple to make. Korean food is amazing. If you've never had Korean food, I highly recommend it. But for me, being from the States, Korean food it requires like a different sort of process. Like there are a lot of different like oils and spices and vegetables, and like it's a whole different like arena of cooking. And I think that when I came last year to Korea, I think I was trying to find my bearings. Like, okay, well, what do I want to cook? Should I try to cook more Korean food? What should I try to make? And I came to the realization, I was like, you know what? Well, recent realization, because mentioning that I like cooking, one of the books that I brought with me when I left the States last year, I knew I had to take this book with me because it is like my favorite recipe book. I bought this when I was living in Cleveland. I got this, I think, in 2017 or 2016, somewhere around there. But I got this about 8 or 9 years ago. And I love this recipe book because it's very simple. The recipes are not super extensive. A lot of them you can make within like 30 minutes. It's very visual. Like I love recipe books that actually show you what the dish looks like. If you see any papers falling out, it's because I have like recipes that I found online that I kind of like printed out and stuck in here. So clearly I've had this recipe book for a while, and I haven't made all the dishes in here, but there are some great dishes that are easy to make, some that I still want to make, some that I have really mastered very well. And so when I left the States, I was like, I have to take this with me. I want to cook these dishes. And yeah, so this book here, it says there's 316 family favorites. So I don't know, that's the number. But yeah, so one of the dishes that I haven't made in forever since I got to Korea was pancakes, which obviously that's a simple recipe. But I think that what I was kind of contending with last year was like, well, do I make more? Do I try to make Korean food? I don't know. I think I just wasn't like in a cooking mood as much last year when I came. But now I'm feeling like, you know what? I don't have to put so much pressure on myself to be like this master of making Korean food. Like I don't need to try to abandon all the dishes from the States that I'm really good at making. It might require a little bit more preparation. There might be some ingredients that I may have to get online and order and wait a week or two for, but it will allow me to really feel like I'm in that space of cooking. So I'm gonna get some pancakes prepared. I even bought like measuring cups, which, it's not like me to not have bought measuring cups, but I finally bought some. If you like this recipe, if you have a favorite like breakfast food recipe, let me know. You can put it in the comment below. If you want to subscribe to the channel, if this resonates for you, definitely become a subscriber. But I'm gonna make one of my favorite foods, simple. Actually, I can enjoy pancakes for breakfast, for lunch, even for dinner, because this recipe is like super hearty and it's super, as I said, these are all simple recipes to make. They don't require a lot of time. Ingredients are pretty, straightforward. But yeah, I decided that, I don't have to abandon the fact that I am very more adept at cooking American food over Korean food, and I can embrace that. Like, yes, I live in Korea, but if I'm better at cooking American food, then let that be. Like, okay, I don't have to try to, not get my hands in the kitchen simply because I don't know how to make much Korean food. I can take some cooking classes, which I did actually 2 Korean cooking classes last summer. I did one for making kimbap, which was actually pretty simple, but some of the ingredients require a little extra time to prepare. And I went to like this Buddhist temple food cooking class in August last year, which was cool. And I think I still have the recipe sheet that they gave us for what we prepared. But I'm like, you know what? I'm good at making American food. So cut myself some slack. If I were to say I had a restaurant in Korea where I made American food, then what would a restaurant do if they didn't have those ingredients available? Take time, order the ingredients. They may have to wait, spend some time getting them, take a week or so. But I know that all the dishes, anything that I feel that I can make, if I can't find the ingredients here, I can just simply get online, get on Amazon. Amazon ships to Korea, and I can order them. So like coconut milk, I make a lot of good dishes with coconut milk, like soups, like beans, because I love to make chili. So like, it's kind of hard to find canned black beans in Korea and like canned kidney beans, but I'm just gonna have to get online, like order like a 12-pack or a 12-count case and just, go from there. So without further ado, let's get to these pancakes. And I tried to pre-measure some ingredients, which actually that probably would have been cool to do, but it's okay. You're with me in the process. So we're gonna do the flour, which I need 1.5 cups of. So we have the 1 cup measuring spoon, but this is kind of big. So I think I'm going to use the 1/2 cup size. Let's do that. Oh, and I bought these bowls. I literally bought these yesterday. I was like, yeah, I wasn't cooking a lot. I was cooking, but I was cooking like simple stuff. And I think one of the biggest adjustments with me being like from the States, if you've never been to Korea and you're watching this, is that, in Korea, most homes do not have an oven. So there's a lot of stovetop cooking, and I'm trying to like not get this flour on the counter. Okay, can I do that? Okay. Ooh, that might be a little messy, but we'll clean it up. Okay. Okay. So we got 1/2 cup there. And yeah, but a lot of Korean homes, I would say all the apartments I've lived in over the past 7-ish years that I've been in and out of Korea, I've never had an oven. So I've usually had just like a countertop oven that I've had to purchase, which is also something that I'm planning to get as well, because I really miss baking. Like, I love to bake. And I think that there's a YouTuber that I watched one of her shorts for, and she lives in Japan, and she says that, I think she's from a country in Africa, but she said like for her, cooking in Japan feels like survival sometimes, because she is like trying to do her best like with the Japanese ingredients and items in the store, and not being able to find like the ingredients that she's accustomed to cooking with. For me though, I'm like, I want to be out of that survival mode. I want to just cook the foods that I know how to cook well. And as I said, even if it means I have to get online and like order them and just wait a little bit, like pretend that I'm a restaurant. Okay, so we got the flour. That's a cup. Oh, it's 1.5 cups, so I need 1 more of these because it is 1/2 cup size. Okay, so now that's 1.5 cups. Put that here. Okay. This was already salt that I pre-measured because I have like the brown, like pink Himalayan sea salt. So I think this is 1/2 teaspoon. Was it? Yeah, 1/2 teaspoon. Let me put that there. We need some sugar, which I have here. I need 2 tablespoons of sugar. And, ooh, it's kind of hard to see. Okay, kind of read the measurement count. Okay, that's 1. And that's 2 tablespoons of sugar. I also kind of like to add some extra ingredients that are not in the recipe book. For me, I like cinnamon. I put cinnamon in a lot of things. Cinnamon is something I cannot live without. Like, I put cinnamon on a lot of foods that probably Don't need cinnamon, but I like to. And I don't really measure, I just kind of eye it. So that's the salt, I said salt, the cinnamon. And I need to add the baking powder. I bought this baking powder like last summer and I'm finally using it. Yeah, it's not like me to not have been cooking like this. I think that I'm finally have come to the headspace of don't pressure yourself. Like just cook the foods that you know you're really good at making. And I need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So here's 1. And here is 2. I don't know, if you're liking this cooking, like let me know in the comments if you want me to do like future cooking videos. I mean, this idea just kind of came to me, especially as I am getting back into the swing of things. And also I think having this kitchen space just makes me want to cook more. Like there's something about this ambiance. Like I really feel like I'm in a real apartment now because I have this kitchen space. Okay, so we got the baking powder. Okay, for some reason I thought I needed baking soda, so I'm gonna close this bag of baking soda that I had. So I don't need that. Sugar, baking soda, salt. Okay, we got all the dry ingredients. Now we're going to whisk them up. So let's whisk away, whisk away. One place that I would recommend, like if you're maybe coming to Korea and you're watching this, or you're wondering like a good place that I bought these cooking utensils, there is a store called Daiso, which is amazing. It's like, if you're from the States, it's like, for me, like an elevated version of a dollar store. Like you can get some really nice stuff at Daiso for like a really like affordable price. Like these bowls, like these are from Daiso, like literally like nice cute bowls. I didn't have to go to like a department store for them. Nothing wrong with the department store. But yeah, I got this at Daiso. I think I got this at Daiso too. These measuring cups, got them at Daiso. I bought a table yesterday from Daiso. Daiso. Yeah, so let's do that. Now we got to get the wet ingredients. So that will be the milk, which I use oat milk. For some reason, like I'm really weird when it comes to milk. Like I will eat ice cream. I like cream cheese, but like when it comes to like milk, I don't buy milk. I still do like plant-based milks, but I'll still eat like ice cream that isn't like plant-based. It's really weird. I don't know. Even as a kid, I didn't like milk. My parents, like, we weren't like vegetarians growing up or anything. But like even when I would eat cereal, I didn't like to drink the milk all the time, or like sometimes I would, sometimes I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm really like weird when it comes to like the milk. So for the milk, I'm gonna need, it says 1 1/4 cups of milk, which I could use these, or I could use, oh, let me get this one. This I also got from Daiso. So I need 1 1/4 cups, which this one doesn't have the 1/4 marker. So I may as well just use these cups. This one is 1/3, this one is the 4th then. Okay. So let me measure it up. Yeah, if you're like wondering like, oh, Korea has oat milk. Yes, Korea has gotten on the oat milk train, and I love it because I love oat milk. Oatly was a brand that I drank a lot in the States. So it's good to find oat milk here. It usually just comes in this size. This is probably about the biggest size you're gonna find when it comes to oat milk. But it's okay. It means that, you know, I don't waste it. Okay, so this is the 1/4 cup. Let's get that in there. Okay. So we got the milk. And then I need to add vanilla and an egg. So I did buy vanilla extract from the States. When I left last year, I made sure I got some vanilla extract because I love vanilla. I need a teaspoon of this. Teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon. Here we go. Get the teaspoon of the extract, vanilla. Got that. And let's get the egg, which is already set out here. I'm gonna try to crack it in this bowl first. Okay, that's good. Did I get any eggshell? Just a little. Also rinse the flour off my hands. So now we're gonna put the egg in there. And And then let's whisk, did I forget anything? Nope, that's it. Okay, so we're gonna whisk this. And actually, you know what? Let's cook one, because I'm like, I didn't know when I was gonna turn off the video, but you know what? I got my gas range already prepared. I'm gonna put these plates over here. Close my book, make sure it's not close to the fire. Okay. So that way this can heat up while I'm talking. Okay, let's get that heated up. Okay, just a little low fire. And I'm gonna get the where's the olive oil? Uh-oh, where's my oil? Oh, it's in my other room. Just a second. I had it in this side. Yeah, I was eating last night and I'm like, I was dipping my food in some olive oil. So it was still in there. Okay. So we're gonna whisk this up. Let me put the oil in here before it gets hot. Yeah, I do kind of like to use olive oil pretty often. And let's get that there. Turn this fire down just a little bit. Okay. Okay, so this is good. And then I'm just going to, I'm going to add it to, I'm trying to remember, did I whisk? See, it's been a while since I made this recipe, and I'm like, did I whisk it? Oh, yeah, I do whisk. Want to whisk. For some reason, I feel like it was a little brighter before, but it's okay. So I'm gonna whisk the wet into the dry ingredients. So let's do that. I don't know if you can see it okay. Is it there? Okay. Okay. So let's get that, put this in the sink. Yeah, so also I have a recipe for French toast, which I put that on a Post-it on the same page as this pancake recipe. So this all together. Yeah, I can't believe I have gone so long without making this dish. I really can't. I said dish. Well, pancakes dish. Yeah, it's been a while since I've made pancakes. So sometimes it's like you're kind of building up that muscle memory again. But yeah, it's kind of cool to do this. So, all right. So here we go. Now, they should come out okay. I know it's been a minute, so once you get that first one down, then you kind of know that it'll be fine. So let me get that. Okay. That's that. I think I'll put it in the sink. And I'm going to use my little spatula so that'll help me get it into the skillet, which I think is ready. Yeah, so if you're watching this, like if you've ever lived like in another country, like how was it for you to like adapt to the cooking? Did you feel like you were able to get into the swing of things? Was the cuisine similar to where your country of origin was from? Or did you feel like you had to like learn a lot from scratch? So again, I'm still open to learning to cook more Korean food. But I'm like, I'm really good at cooking the foods that I know so well. And for all I know, like I could have a restaurant in the future. Like that could be on the horizon. And it's okay, like to lean into those parts of you that are you. Like be authentic to you. Like for all I know, someone's like, hey, you make that food so well that we don't have as, you know, abundant around us. Like you are good at making XYZ food. Like lean into that, like let that be part of who you are. So I'm gonna lean into that. And there's actually a restaurant near me. The owner, she's Korean American. She was either born in Korea, but she spent most of her life in the States. And so she decided to open up this New Orleans Southern style cuisine restaurant, which is literally like a couple, like 2 blocks away from me in that direction. And like her food is like when I'm needing like those tastes of like home, like, you know, home in the sense of like the foods that I grew up with, like the macaroni and cheese. She makes these mac and cheese bites, burritos, like she makes po' boys. And it's funny because I've never been to New Orleans, and it's like going to her restaurant is like giving me that taste of certain New Orleans style foods. And I'm like, I had to come to Korea to try New Orleans style food, and the food is amazing. So I'm so glad that I live close to it and that it was introduced to me from my previous job, because we did like a staff dinner there. So here we are. I'm gonna put this here. As you can see, it's starting to cook. One thing I also like to add with my pancakes, which I may add as a garnish on top, are blueberries. I buy my blueberries frozen and then I set them out so they can thaw. So these I set out over an hour ago, so they should be, let me taste one. Yeah, they're thawed out already. So that's good. And let me wipe off this counter, wipe off some of the flour. But yeah, but I'm going to embrace cooking the foods that I like to cook the most, that get me in the kitchen, and just tapping into that part of me that loves to cook. And even though I'm not in the States, but those foods that are still so familiar to me that I love the most, like I want to cook those. And you know, when I have a family, I want them to try and know how to cook these foods too. Like, hey, let's make some pancakes. There's one dish in here. It is like, oh, speaking of mac and cheese, there actually is a skillet mac and cheese recipe that I made when I was in the States, made it for my mom, and she loved it. Oh, it's so good. So yes, you can make mac and cheese in a skillet. Very simple. It's amazing. Like, it's the best. So if you don't, like in my case, I don't have an oven, then skillet mac and cheese is the one. So that's another recipe. So we got the top cooking, which I hope, let's see, we got to flip it. Can we see the flip? Can we flip? Ooh, okay, so there it is. Now, as you know, if you cook pancakes, sometimes the first one is always a little bit browner, but when we get to that second one, it's gonna be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cooking up the rest, and thank you so much for watching. If you have a favorite breakfast food, let me know. Ooh, waffles, that's another one. Oh my gosh, when I lived in New York and I used to make waffles, I was living with, at that time, an ex, and he had a waffle maker, and let me tell you, like, I made some delicious waffles. So I'm like, I need to get a waffle maker. That's another thing. So waffles, pancakes, French toast. Think with breakfast food is like you can eat it like for breakfast, lunch, like some dinner, like it can be so good. Yeah, this is it, the waffles right there, as I said it. But yeah, I don't know if this, because Taste of Home, I think it's also a magazine in the States, if I recall. But this recipe book for me gets a gold star, and they've got, I like how they have it sectioned off, like they have chicken entrees if you want to make, well, chicken, poultry. They have beef entrees, like they have everything divided out based on category. So if you want to make a pork dish, if you want to make dishes with beef, they have like pepper steak, they have pasta, seafood, they have a section for breakfast food, they have a dessert section. Like, what's one dessert that I've been wanting to make? They got these cinnamon toast blueberry bakes. Like, let me tell this book, yes, what have I been doing? So I'm gonna get this pancake and another pancake cooked, probably cooked too. One thing I like to put on top of my pancakes, if I don't have syrup, is honey. And I also bought some agave nectar, which should be over here. I thought I saw it, but also, oh, it's over here. Reaching right here. Bought some agave nectar from the store. So enjoy. I hope if you're watching this in the morning, maybe you'll have a taste for pancakes, or you'll probably want to make some. But I'm glad that I can just stay true to the foods that I know speak to my heart the most, that keep me cooking, that keep me connected to, the foods that I love and that I feel that I shine in cooking in. Great cookbook, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.